Hello everyone, Bashar here. We are together with the third and final installment of our artifact appraisal videos. So this time we are going to talk about stats or primary stats and substats on artifacts. We have talked about rank and rarity in the first video, and we have talked about the sets and how good each set was in the second video. And this time, as I said, we will be focusing on the primary stats of artifacts and secondary stats or substats as it's termed in the game. So the camera position is a little weird. I know, maybe I should get it over here. So the problem is, no matter where I put it, I am covering something important, so I went for this unorthodox approach. So excuse me for that. As I said, because top right covers the artifacts here, the bottom right covers the stats here, bottom left covers the champions, top left covers the champions, blah blah. So I think this is a viable solution for this, for the purpose of this video. So guys, not every artifact, I'm sure you noticed this, even if you're relatively new to the game, not every artifact can have all of the substats. So for some artifacts you cannot look for some stuff. It's just is not possible. And so now I'm going to give you a list. I mean, they can be easily found on the internet, but I want to cover everything. So as I said, I termed this line the top line of the gear, and this is the bottom line, and doesn't have anything to do with those, but to what these words mean in English. Actually, it means that this just forms the top line and this just forms the bottom line. Okay, and the differentiation is important because the top line has fixed main stats. So every single weapon in the game has attack as its main stat, as you can see here, and every single helmet in the game has HP stat, and every single shield in the game has defense stat. So there's no dodging this, right? Even if your character doesn't need attack, you have to get attack from the weapon. Of course, it will be useless for that character, but I mean, you have to. You cannot dodge it. So with that in mind, I will say something very specific and not very necessary for this video. But if you are trying to get low defense on a character for a certain situation, such as unkillable clan boss team, it's a good idea to just leave the shield slot empty. I will demonstrate very shortly. As you can see, I mean, it's an option. Anyway, that doesn't pertain to the video. So let's see. So the weapons can have attack as their primary stats, and the secondary stats cannot be defense or percentage defense, right? So you can have everything except defense and percentage defense, and that means the number of available alternatives are 8. What's that? Crit chance, crit damage, speed accuracy, HP percentage, attack percentage, resistance accuracy. Resistance, we have talked about accuracy, right? Resistance, so that's 8, right? Crit rate, crit damage, resistance accuracy, speed, HP percentage, attack percentage. Yeah. So it can never have the same stat as the main stat. So if you have flat attack here, you can never get flat attack, and that's a general rule. It goes for all aspects. So say if you have HP on your chest, and when I say HP, defense or attack, I always mean the flat values. If I'm talking about the percentage values, I would say HP percentage, attack percentage, or def percentage. So if you have HP as the main stat on your chest, you cannot have HP as a substat. Just don't go looking for that. That's the general rule without any exceptions. Helmets have everything allowed as their substats, so you have 2 more alternatives compared to weapon, right? Because you can have HP percentage, attack percentage, defense percentage, speed, crit rate, crit damage, resistance, accuracy. So the total number of options available goes up to 10 from 8. And shield is the symmetric version of weapon. It cannot have attack and attack percentage on it. So shield also has 8 available substat roles. So why is this important, guys? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look, for example. So okay, this shield is bad, but let's, for the sake of argument, it's not bad, right? So I am hoping for speed and accuracy here. Generally, those are the best 2 substats. So the chance I have to get speed when I upgrade this shield to level 12 is, or rather speed or accuracy, right? Because I want speed or accuracy. I want one and then the other. The order is not important. So since there are 8 available options on a shield, and 2 are already here, the chance that I get speed or accuracy as a substat here is 1 in 3, right? Because I have 6 options and 2 are acceptable for me, so 1 in 3. And getting the other at the end, then I have 5 options left and I have one thing that's acceptable, so that's 1 in 5. So that means I have a 1 in 15 chance to get the desired 2 substats on a rare. And I mean, that doesn't matter. The rank doesn't matter. 5 stars, 6 stars, it doesn't matter, right? So, but that's not fixed, right? For gloves, gauntlets, it's worse because this guy cannot roll attack and attack percentage, but gauntlets can roll everything. So they have 2 additional options, and the chance will be much lower. We'll calculate when the time comes. So as I said, if you have rare gloves and you want 2 specific substats, the chance of it happening is 1 in 15. If you have epic gloves, like that's upgraded, I want some epic gloves here. So I want speed on this, right? And my chances is 1 in 5. Why? Because I have 3 substats here. So I am left with 5 substats. Nope, gauntlets are wrong. I was going to say shield. So I have 3 substats here, and the 4th is either HP percentage, accuracy, speed, or resistance, right? So I have 5 chances, and if I want speed, my chance is 1 in 5 to get the desired substat to be present when I upgrade. And of course that substat will only be available when I upgrade to 16, right? Has to be level 16. So anyway, let's go on. So as I said, weapon and shield have 8 possible substats. Helmet and the others and the bottom line all have 10 available substats to them. Because I mean, the helmet and gauntlets, chestplate and boots are not limited by it. I mean, they can have everything, so they have 10 possible substats. And in the bottom line, things change. You can have multiple primary stats there actually. So for gloves, you can have, I mean, all of the bottom line can have HP percentage, defense percentage, attack and attack percentage, right? So they have 6, and varying for each slot, they can have other stats as well. So gauntlets can have crit chance or crit damage as their main stat, so they have 8 chances. Chest can have resistance or accuracy as their main stat on top of the basic stuff, and boots are the only thing that can have speed as their main stat. So that's quite important. I mean, it is very important in all of the stages of the game. I mean, in the early game, you are lacking speed very much, and you just need speed boots. I dare say basically all of your characters that can equip will equip speed boots. And in the mid and late game, there are some characters that can reach the desired speed without equipping speed boots, but then there will be some characters that need to play first, and you stack up as much as speed as you can. The most famous most famous example, that's a slip there, is Arbiter, right? I mean, you want as much speed as you can. Lady Kimi, I mean, there are multiple examples. So this means the top line has one single primary stat as their main stat, right? Weapon is attack, helmet is HP, and shields have defense. But the bottom line has the flat and percentage versions of the base stats, attack, HP, and def. So 6 alternatives there, and gauntlets have crit damage and crit chance, adding up to 8 possible primary stats. Chest has a resistance and accuracy, 8 substats again, 8 possible substats, and boots has speed extra, so boots have 7 possible substats, possible main stats. So this means, let's say you're doing Dragon stage 20 and you enter there and you are hoping for some speed boots. So Dragon can drop a total of 9 sets, so you have a 1 in 9 chance to get a speed set, right? And then you have a 1 in 6 chance to get boots, right? And then you have a 1 in 7 chance to get the primary stat as speed. That means 9, 6, 7, right? 1 in 378, unless I did something wrong. So when you're doing Dragon, there is a 1 in 378 chance that you are getting speed boots. Of course, they can be 5 stars or they can be 6 stars. I mean, that's something else, right? If you want to add in a 6-star speed boot, then the chance goes down to lower than 1,000, 1 in 1,000. And if you want actually 6-star legendary speed boot, then the ratio goes down to, I would say, almost 1 in 20,000. Yeah. So 6-star legendary speed boots are not very easy to come by. 6-star speed set legendary speed boots. I think I have just the one. Hold up. Yes, just one. And I actually didn't get this. I rerolled this. I mean, with the ore. Anyway, that's something else. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. So, gauntlets, chest plate, and boots have, I believe, 11 total substats to choose from. No, 10. Yeah, 10 same. They get 1 main stat and they have 10 possible substats to roll from. So let's do whatever we did with shield with gloves this time around. I think I have a filter. Hold up. Yeah. So if I want to get, say, speed here, then my chance is 1 in 7, right? Why? Because I have 10 possible substats and 3 of them are already used, so I have 7 substats left and my chance of getting speed is 1 in 7, right? So that's that. So also one more thing, since this video is about appraising artifacts. So guys, what is bad, right? What is bad and what is good? So what is bad, I mean, what is very clearly bad is very simple. Since you can see the champions have a lot of base defense, attack, and defense, the flat values are always bad because they don't really add much. They cannot really compare up to the percentage values. So generally, it's a very good idea to just sell this. I will show you. You select the bottom line, you select the flat stats. These all can be sold. I mean, there is a very small chance that they can be useful because of the substat bonus rolls, but I mean, as I said, all of these artifacts can go. I generally advise you to just select these and sell all of it every once and then. It brings a good amount of silver. So what is desired? Yeah, that was a relatively long intro than I hoped, but I am a little too talkative. So the thing is, we have talked about the set tiers, right? So for example, life set is not very good, but the general idea is you want the item to provide you with stats that the set is already giving. Because if you are going for life set, HP set, and then you want some HP on your champion, right? So it's best if the pieces also give some HP, so you can have a lot of HP on your champion, right? That's generally the way it goes. So you want attack percentage on this offense set, you want HP percentage on this life set, blah blah, and so on. Of course, you can keep very good single pieces. That's not a problem, right? So let's take a look at this. Yeah, there is no HP percentage here, but this generally is a decent item. And of course, it varies strongly with your account's power level, and this could be trash for someone. I will not doubt it. And this could be excellent for a person who's just starting doing Dragon Stage 20, for example, because 6-star speed boost is important because they give 45 speed. That's a lot. I mean, the speed requirements go much easier if you have a 6-star speed boot. So in defense set, you want defense, and in speed set, well, speed is a very excellent set. You don't really need speed, but of course, if it has speed substats, all the better. So, and the thing is, guys, you want the substat bonus rolls to stack, hopefully, because if they are all split up, I mean, they do a bit of everything, right? Like this, for example. I mean, it's exactly split, so it doesn't do anything really good, but it's a 6-star legendary and it's a speed set and it's okay. But the thing is, you generally want stuff like this because it gives a lot of crit damage, right? So you can use this on a damager to get 18% crit damage right away. So you generally want the substat bonuses to stack up, and that's why if you're not very sure if an item is good or not, it's advised to upgrade to level 4, 8, 12, depending on your silver, and to see if it's good, right? So for example, let me see. So okay, this item is bad, but as I said, let's for the sake of argument, let's assume it was any good. So let's say I want crit damage substat here and not the HP. You never want the flat substats, by the way. They are always very bad. Even if you're using a HP champion, it's very bad. I mean, if the rest of the item is good, then it's something positive, yeah. But generally, you don't like flat stats as substats or as main stats whenever you can help it. So I upgrade this to level 4, and let's say I get a roll, the bonus goes to HP, immediately sell it, okay? I mean, if you are unclear, then it's advised to upgrade a little, and then if something goes wrong, just sell it. That's the general, and that's why I have been keeping my artifacts on 8 generally. I mean, I have some stuff here, but these are new, and I will upgrade and sell them in the next artifact enhancement event. That's why I'm keeping them. Normally, I don't keep any artifacts below 8. I just go up to 8, and if it's unacceptable after getting to 8, I just sell them. So the most famous items are called quads. I mean, the most powerful items are called quads, and that means they have the bonus on the same item, on the same substat. All of the substats go to a single item. The chance of that happening is sadly 1 in 256. I believe I have a single quad. Sadly, I had very much bad luck. I mean, I have been playing for 7 months, quite actively too. I just didn't have any luck. Yeah, that's my only quad. So that's a quad item. All substat bonuses go to a single item, and we haven't gotten into rings yet, but I will analyze them soon, and then we can come back and take a look at this ring, see how bad it is. So at least it's a percentage roll, I guess. I mean, it was something else. I used the ore and it didn't work. So the chance of getting a quad is 1 in 256 if you look at it strictly. And by strictly, I mean, let's take a look here. So let's say I want all of the bonus rolls on accuracy. That's 1 in 256. But if I say I want the bonuses to go on a single stat and stack there, then I'm not asking for a specific substat, right? I just want all the substat rolls on a stat. So the first roll can go anywhere. the following 3 rolls have to agree with that. So the chances go up to 1 in 64, right? But of course it could be defense and it could be bad. But then you could use your ores if you have them. So there are ores for 5-star epics, 5-star legendaries, 6-star epics, and 6-star legendaries. That means that these items can be used to reroll the item into a new one just once. The thing it does is, though, it keeps the bonus substat arrangement. So if you have a bad quad, let's say, as I said, I get defense quad on this amulet, right? It's horrible. But I can reroll it, and even though everything gets rerolled, the quad will remain the same. So I will hope for the quad to hit on resistance or accuracy or maybe crit damage. So before going any further, let's examine the accessories as well. So this actually is an gear appraisal guide, because these 6 are called artifacts and these 3 are called accessories. But I mean, the general player vocabulary used is we just say artifacts for it all, but these are actually called accessories. As you can see, artifacts and accessories, they are separate. So these can be only obtained from spider. And so the thing is, rings are the simplest item in the game, I guess. They can have HP, attack, or def as their main stat, and it can only have those stats and their percentage versions as substats. So the possible amount of substats are only 5 for a ring, right? So that means you will see everything but one stat on a ring, right? Because you will have a flat substat and then you will have 4 substats. That means only one thing is left out, and look at this. The only thing that's left out from my ring is the percentage version of the main stat. And that's exactly what you want on a ring. I mean, the main stat and the percentage version of the main stat. So if this was def percentage, it actually would have been quite meaningful and a very good ring maybe. So for amulets, things change. For amulets, you can have the flat stats as the main stat and crit damage. So if you're going for a damager, you never get attack, but you are going for crit damage as the main stat of your amulet. The only one exception are bombers, because bombers do not really crit. Bombers deal damage based on their attack, so only bombers are attacking, equipping attack amulets. Other than that, you can just sell attack amulets, because if you want an aggressive champion, if you want the damage champion, you are definitely going for crit damage. So it's generally a good idea to just sell almost all of your attack amulets. I mean, you can keep, if you have Nishak, for example, or if you have Gaius, you could keep the Knight's Revenant attack amulets and Skinwalker's attack amulets, but other than that, they don't have much use. They are never used. And banners have the 3 main stats as their main stat, and accuracy and resist like the chest. So banners, so rings have 3 possible main stats. Amulets have 4, the base substat plus crit damage, and banners have 5 possible substats, the base 3 substats, 3 main stats, and accuracy and resistance. And as for the substats for amulets, you can have the flat stats, HP, attack, defense, crit damage, accuracy and resistance. So there are 6 options there. You cannot have percentage stats on amulet. So don't judge amulets harshly. Oh, this one doesn't have defense percentage. It cannot have defense percentage. It cannot have attack percentage. It cannot have HP percentage. As I said, main is HP, attack, defense, crit damage, and the sub is HP, defense, attack, crit damage, accuracy, resistance. So since it will have one of them as a main stat, the possible options down there are 5. So that means only one stat is getting left out for crit, for amulets, right? So let's take a look at this. HP, defense, attack, accuracy, resistance. So crit damage was left out. This one, same. This one, HP here, attack here, defense was left out. So only one thing is getting left out in amulets. And as for the banners, banners are a very powerful piece. So at 6 stars they can have up to 96 resistance or accuracy, and at 5 stars they can have up to 78 accuracy or resistance. And by up to, I mean when you upgrade them to level 16, there's no variance. A 5-star resistance banner will always have 78 resistance on it when it's upgraded to the level 60. There's no variance. By up to, I mean if you don't level it fully. So the possible substats are the percentage main stats, the regular main stats, and speed. So it's very nice, right? I mean, you can get accuracy and resistance, accuracy or resistance, and you can also get speed as substat. And as you can see, my banner is quite decent, triple speed roll. So the possible substats in a banner is, it actually varies, because accuracy and resistance cannot be substats on banners. So if it has accuracy and accuracy or resistance as main stat, you have 7 possible options. The base stats and their percentage versions plus speed. If you have one of the main stats as primary stat, HP, attack, or def is main stat, then you have 6 options. You just cannot have the primary stat as the substat, and then you have all of the others plus speed again. So that's about it. And what do we go for? Generally, what we go for is speed, guys. I mean, the most important stat in the game is speed, because you want to play earlier, before your opponents. And there's also a thing called speed tuning. I am sure you have all heard by now, which means you tune your speeds just so, for example, in PvP, if your team gets the turn, no one else can play in between, right? So let's say you have 300, 299, 298, and 297 speed on all your characters, or something that gives a turn meter boost, and still your turn becomes uninterruptible. So you don't know if you're actually going first, but if you start playing, then no one can interrupt you. That's something. And the speed tuning can be used for the clan boss. There are a lot of tune versions. You could set up a 4-to-3 ratio where the clan boss plays 3 times and you play 4 times. You can have a 2-to-1 ratio where the clan boss plays once and you play twice. But the thing is, of course, at higher clan boss levels, at Ultra Nightmare or so, these require huge amounts of speed. I mean, it's not very easy to reach those limits. You could do a 1-1 tune where you play just in order, right? Your team plays, then the clan boss plays, or vice versa. The clan boss plays and then your team plays. You can just arrange your speed just so. And in PvP, playing first generally is very important. I mean, at very highest levels, you cannot just nuke the enemy team down. Everyone becomes very tough, but still going first is very important. So the speed, that the stat that you want the most as a main or substat is speed. So you want your rolls on speed for it. Crit rate is not bad. Let me show you. I'm going from my own items. Nothing, because that's Shamael. Let's take a look at my Arbiter. That's my fastest character. I haven't been improving her in quite a while, but let's see. See, double speed. So this banner can be replaced with a triple speed banner, right? So I should take a look at these banners and upgrade the ones that have speed as subset. But this one is not enough, right? Because it's a rare and it can get only 2 bonuses. So that will not surpass this. What I need is a 6-star banner that's epic or higher, and then I have to try triple speed roll, or maybe triple speed roll on a 5-star banner. But the problem is, I didn't mention this. It's actually not part of it, but you should know this. Accessories are much more expensive to upgrade compared to regular gear, to artifacts. So let's say getting a 6-star gear and upgrading it fully from level 0 to level 16 costs, let's say, around 2 million silver, a little lower maybe, and it costs around 3.5 million silver for an accessory. So if you go crazy upgrading your accessories, you will run out of silver at one point. So make sure you're upgrading your accessories when you have abundant silver, because they will run you dry immediately. So let's take a look. So I have triple speed roller here. That's very nice, right? I mean, if only this item was 6 stars. We have discussed this before in the first video, but I will remind you, if the artifact has 6 stars, the main stat is higher. So this HP would have been 60% for a 6 star, and the speed is actually higher as well. But there is some variance. I cannot give you the exact value right now, but I would say it would be like 22 or so, I think. So let's take a look. Double speed, 6 star, triple speed. Okay, so these items, okay, so this item, for example, as you can see, 18 to 22, right? There's quite a bit of difference. I mean, I am not replacing this item for a very long while, right? Because the thing that will replace this is a quad. I mean, I have to get a 6 star speed item, speed shield with a speed substat, and I need to get all of the bonus rolls on speed. So that's not very easy. So because for Arbiter, guys, nothing except for speed matters. You just go all in, and the faster you are, the better your chance of winning is, because Arbiter plays first, gives everyone turn meter, and then you nuke the enemy down, and if they survive, you just lose, right? But you generally try to make it just so that you can nuke them down. So what else do we want? As I said, triple accuracy, triple crit damage, or quad crit damage. I mean, you don't want, as I said, flat substats, but actually any triple or quad can be good unless it's on a flat stat, right? Why? Because, so for example, this is a huge chain, double defense, but as I'm keeping it just for the double speed roll. Because the thing is, guys, there are champions that need everything, right? I mean, there is a champion that needs something, which means, let's say you have an enormous amount of resistance on an item, and you're not really using resistance, but still there will be a champion that will use resistance for you to do something, right? To resist those specific annoying debuffs and still be able to resurrect or something. So resistance, I mean, speed is obviously insane. It's the best. Accuracy is very good, probably the second best. I mean, you cannot really sort it like this, but I'm just trying to give. Crit rate is useful so that you can use 100% crit rate without actually equipping crit rate gloves, because you generally want your damages to have crit damage gloves. So this is bad. This guy is bad, right? This is not correct. He should have had crit damage gloves. Let me see. Is my Ronda correct a bit? Nope, sadly. So because she has to equip Savage. Yeah, that's not nice. My Shamal is properly equipped though. I know. Yeah. So this is the gauntlets you want on everyone. I mean, you want on every damager. 80% crit damage is great, because you can pull off, and 40% here. So, but then you have to get that 85% crit, because general base crit rate is 15, and so you want 85% crit rate on all other stuff. And how do you go about it? Like this. You get crit rate everywhere. So these items make your life much easier, right? Because I need 85% of crit, and 25% comes just from this item. And we have 10% here, another 12% here, and 12% here. So I did it by bits and pieces. If I had better gear, and let's say I had 2 quads that gave more than 30% crit rate each, I would just equip those 2 quads and something else, and I would be done with crit. So generally, guys, this is very nice. I mean, if you have crit damage as main stat and crit rate as substat, that's very nice, because the item itself is relieving you of the burden of getting to 100% crit rate, right? Because it gives crit rate. So let's say this was a quad and provided me with like 30% crit rate, right? Imagine 30% here, 30% here, just one more item and you're done. And then you can fully focus on attack or HP or defense, whatever the champion's main stat is. So let's just go quickly. So you want speed as substat on speed set, but anything is useful because speed set is very good. For crit rate, you want crit rate and crit damage because the two go together. On crit damage, you definitely want crit damage, and crit chance is not bad because of this. And this set is much more superior towards this. Why? Because generally getting to 100 crit rate is not that troublesome. But crit damage, there's no cap, right? Everything is fine. 300 crit damage, 400 crit, everything is fine. You just want 100% crit rate and that's all. Crit damage, no cap. Anything is fine, right? As high as you can go. Accuracy, you want obviously accuracy, as you can see here. Accuracy substat is very useful for the accuracy set. Resistance like this is awesome because resistance, I mean, for a very long while, guys, after you start, you will not need resistance. I can tell you this as a person with 7 months of experience, and I have 2 characters with serious resistance and 1 character with mediocre amount of resistance. And these are relatively recent. Yeah, I mean, you can play for 6 months and actively, and you can have 0 characters with resistance. So it's the stat that becomes useful at the latest, but then it becomes very useful. So because let's say, for example, you have 700 resistance, most places you are just immune to debuffs or turn meter reductions, or it doesn't happen, right? For example, Mithrala is very famous because she gets bonus resistance as much as her accuracy. She basically is immune. I mean, there's always the 3% chance, but nothing higher. So resistance, main or substat resistance stuff, but of course this is good, right? I just cannot let this go. I mean, I was upgrading it with the hopes of getting resistance, but this is perfectly acceptable as well. This is very nice, 20. Yeah, just can't let these go. Well, in lifesteal, it varies. You generally want attack percentage, crit rate, etc. Fury, you don't want anything. Fury is a very bad set. You just want good pieces. Days, same. We have discussed these. Cursed, the worst set in the game by far. You just want good pieces like this, right? I mean, and that's not even that good. Yeah. Okay, so this is very serious, right? That's very nice. 6-star crit damage gloves with double crit rate. So this means my burden of getting 85% crit damage has been lowered to 65%, right? Because the item is already giving that. The substats are a shame, but this is still good. Bad set. Regeneration. So this is interesting, guys. Regeneration is generally reserved for soloers, and funnily, crit rate and crit damage and attack are definitely not the stats you want on regeneration. They are useless-ish because you want your character to be able to solo, right? And since you're regenerating HP every turn, you want percentage HP. You want defense so you can survive the hits, because I mean, regeneration is reserved for solo characters. So resistance is very good here, because if you're trying to say solo spider, you will want resistance so you can resist the little spider's poisons. So HP percentage is definitely very good. Resistance is very good. Accuracy, it varies from character to character, but if you're relying on debuffs, you obviously need to get. So this, for example, I mean, if this bonus roll went somewhere else, it would have been great, but still it's a good item, right? 6-star HP gloves with double resistance. Yeah. But attack, crit rate, and crit damage are not very useful in this one. This is quite PvP stuff. You would want resistance on it so that they cannot really remove your buffs, etc. Since this opens a shield, you want HP percentage on this. Relentless, basically everything, right? Speed would be very good because relentless makes you play more, right? And if you have more speed, then you can play more and more, because you generally use these champions to nuke quickly or to benefit from their passive that triggers at the beginning of each turn. So you make them faster, you just play more and more, but anything goes here really. This is a very good set. Savage, in here you want defense percentage, attack percentage, HP percentage, because you know guys, in the game you don't nuke just with attack, right? There are defensive nukers like Staltus. He nukes based on his defense, or Magnar, who nukes based off his HP. So these are very good against characters with very high defense. It works very well in PvP and higher Doom Tower floors. This is one of the best sets in the entire game, and you should be, judging these with that in mind. So let's say if it's a live piece, if you would sell it, you should consider not selling unless it's very bad, right? So for example, even this could be kept, and I am really actually past 5-star rares, but it has 2 decent substats, and maybe I could use it, but the amount of shields I have is quite a lot, so it can go, I guess. Yeah. So but this one goes. There's no, because it has 2 flat substats. Destroy is a bad set. It can be used for a single Doom Tower boss only, so you should judge it with prejudice. But of course, keeping a working set could be useful for you, so you could break down Scrub Lord's shell and beat him down. Let's take a look. Stun set is very nice. You can go for accuracy here, because normally stun set itself doesn't require accuracy. But the thing is, you generally want to give this stun set to characters that already stun, like Sigil, like Miscreated Monster, like Hoskarol, and other characters that stun, and they need accuracy for their stun, so that's why you can use that. Just good pieces are fine. Oh, this is a useful set as well. Toxic, Toxic doesn't require accuracy, similar to stun, because the set is placing the debuffs and there's no resisting them, unless the character is somehow immune. This can be good for characters that have a lot of survival on their own but don't have the damage. For example, Ultimate Death Knight. My Ultimate Death Knight is wearing Toxic set. It can also be used in the early game where you don't have too many debuffs on the clan boss, and you can just dress your support in this, and that will add a lot of damage. In the beginning of the game, I didn't have any other poison than Kale, so I actually equipped my Blind Seal with this, and it mattered quite a bit. It is okay-ish. Provoke can be used if you don't have any provokers, and as you can tell probably, I have a lot of provokers, so I'm just keeping the best pieces. I'm never doing this set. Retaliation, I have been able to find a single use for this set. Vrask is very decent with it, and you can use it on characters that have their A1s as AoE, and maybe make it into a spider tank like Sinesha. It could be useful. So the AI will go for Sinesha, and she will keep counterattacking and kill the spiders, so the boss doesn't heal. This is a very bad set. It's a straight out downgrade from Retaliation. You have a 10% more chance, but you need to be hit with a crit. It's very bad. I would say maybe PvP, but that's not good enough. And it requires 4 pieces. Stalwart is a good set. It can be very nice for clan boss, because 2 out of 3 turns the clan boss AoEs, and that means 30% less damage taken 2 out of 3 turns, right? Which is nice. So let's say you are combating the clan boss for 30 turns, and this means minus 30 damage for 20 of those 30 turns. Reflex is one of the best sets in the game, along with Savage. Actually makes stuff possible that is not normally possible, and you should be. And the funny thing, in 7 months I have not equipped a single character with reflex gear so far, and it's not because I don't have the pieces. I have a few, and I also have a few equipped, a few pieces though, not the set. Let me show you. Where is it? Yeah, I have, as you can see, 2 pieces equipped only. I just haven't had a character that I could equip it on. But as I said, no matter, nonetheless, it's a very late game set and it's extremely powerful. Curing is probably one of the worst sets in the game, along with that heal reduction, cursed or something. You just keep the very best here. Everything else you can just sell. I am hoarding a few campaign drops here. Cruel is a very good set, but Cruel is not neutral like Savage, and it actually provides 15% attack. So you generally want Cruel on attack nukers like Ronda, like Kronam, like Shamael. Because if you equip Cruel on Magnar, that 15% attack goes to waste, right? It's not used. Keep that in mind. Immortal is the set for soloers generally, or it can be used on relatively tanky characters to give you some sort of sustainability. It's not bad. I mean, it has something that the life set doesn't, and that's why the life set and the offense set are bad, right? Because these come from the clan boss, and you have an insane amount of pieces if you're doing the clan boss, which you should. So these are not bad. Divine, these stuff are not really very good. So the thing is, the sets itself are very good. I mean, not all are very good, but Divine Speed is extremely good. But the problem is, you only get these pieces once a week, right? Just from the weekly arena chest. So you cannot really have too many of these and get a set to work. As I said, I think I have a single bonus. Yeah, my apothecary has the Divine Speed bonus and nothing else. I mean, in all of these weeks, right? I mean, I have been playing for 30 weeks and I have been in Gold 5 for like 25 weeks. And I have a single character that receives the bonus from Divine Critical Rate. And I have a single character that receives the bonus from Divine Speed. Swiftberry is extremely good, but it's very hard to come by because it requires cog hammers. I mean, of course, these are very precious and you should keep the pieces unless they are crap. Resilience, well, this can be crafted from Forge. Perception is a very good set. You want, so it gives accuracy and speed. You want accuracy and speed and sometimes resistance too. The usual stuff. It's a very, 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 very good set. I mean, if you take into account the availability as well, I would say Savage, Perception, and Reflex would be the top 3. I know there are Doom Tower sets that are better. I mean, there is a better version of Savage in the Doom Tower. It can be found from Dark Fate. But the thing is, you can only farm that set every 3 months, one month out of 3. And even if you farm it like crazy, you cannot even expect to get a good set out of those 3 months of farming. I mean, you could say maybe in 6 months you could get a working set. And as for Perception, you can just craft hundreds and get lots of working sets. Or Savage, for example, because I can't just go to Fire Knight and farm Savage right away. Anyway, let's go on. Fatal, these are Doom Tower sets. I don't have too much stuck by them. Protection and Stone Skin are Hydra sets. You just get them once a week. These are insanely powerful, but also not very common because you just earn them once a week. It's advised to, I mean, it's not very easy, but if you can get chests from 3 different difficulties, that would be the best. So the end game guy does Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard, and if his clan kills those, he gets 2 chests from each, which is insane. Sadly, right now I can only get a chest from Hard and Normal. Brutal is out of the question for now. These sets are of course extremely good. I mean, you just keep whatever you can here. I only sell the worst stuff. Instinct was the set from the last Forge Pass. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's better than Savage. Ignores 5% less defense, but also gives 12% speed. I mean, I should say it's close, right? I guess Savage is better, but very close. It's a very good set. This is an absolutely horribly powerful set, because I mean the shield it gives is protected, so that's very important. I mean the shield set gives this shield, right? This gives protected shield, which means it cannot be removed, and it also heals you by 10% per turn, but sadly this was only available from Forge Pass seasons 3 and 4, and it's not obtainable anymore unless you have the mats. I mean, and after you craft yours, there will be not any more pieces. Sadly, my pieces that I have gotten are very offensive. See, look at this. All offensive stuff. No HP percentage anywhere. So I just couldn't make anything out of it. This is the better version of Stalwart. It's very good. So for those sets, guys, these last few sets, you just keep whatever you can. I just sell them if they are very bad like this, right? Flat substat is never worth it. And you generally want the substats to stack, and what you're looking for generally goes in the order of speed, accuracy, depending on your champions, the percentage stats, HP percentage, defense percentage, attack, and you generally don't want attack percentage and defense percentage together. So let's roughly analyze my Shamal's gear and let us be done with this video. So these are absolutely meaningless, right? I would want at speed here. I wouldn't want attack percentage here actually. Crit rate and crit damage are very fine, but these are meaningless because I don't mind. I mean, I can be 1 HP with Shamal. I don't mind. I just need pure good old-fashioned nuke. Attack and defense are horrible, absolutely very bad. Accuracy I don't need with Shamal, so this item is very bad. It only provides me with 25% crit rate. The rest is horrible. Yeah. Crit rate, speed, crit damage, defense, that's crap. So 3 main meaningful stats here. This item is a beast, right? So the best main stat, the best substat, and the second best substat. These are not too much, but I mean, there's nothing I need anyway, right? Because I want crit chance, crit damage, crit rate, and speed, and nothing else. I mean, this is a very specific champion because he's a pure nuker and you don't want anything on him. Attack, crit rate, crit damage, and speed, nothing else. So the only thing that would have made this item better would be speed instead of this HP, I guess. And of course, I mean, you don't really want any defense, but I mean, it's also better if you don't die with the light breeze. And yeah, I would have wanted speed here. And I would have wanted attack percentage. So the problem here is I don't have too much attack, right? I mean, my attack could have been much higher. 0 attack percentage here, 0 attack percentage here, 0 here, just 1 here. This guy is already main stat attack percentage and 0 attack percentage here. So that's a little too much. I mean, I have missed out on a lot. I have missed out on thousands of attack. So this one, attack percentage, so this one is not good either because no bonuses on attack percentage. I actually would have wanted, let me see, do I have anything? So I also show you how to gear a little bit. Attack main stat and attack percentage, no 6 stars. I mean, I'm not going to go for it, right? Because the shield is also moderately useful because Shaman nukes for a lot, so the shield it puts up is also acceptable. This one, I mean, I would have wanted the bonus rolls on attack, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. We want crit damage 6 star. So this item could be an upgrade in the sense that I get the bonus rolls on attack maybe, but it won't be much. I mean, the value won't change much. And finally, well, this is great, right? But still doesn't have the attack percentage substat. So what we want on the banner is attack main stat, speed and attack percentage substat, and I don't have any. Yeah. So my Shaman's gear is, I mean, I have every single base requirement, right? Crit damage glows, 100% crit rate, crit damage amulet, attack percentage chest, but I have nothing else. So much of my 4 steps are going to waste, right? Here 2 are wasted, here 3 are wasted, here 1 is wasted, but it's only rare. Here 2 are wasted again. 2 are wasted. I mean, because attack doesn't do anything. It has to be attack percentage. I mean, it can't be here, but could have gotten. So the thing is here, guys, since I can't get attack percentage, the only useful stat I could have gotten was speed. So I actually waste 1 substat here because the second will be meaningless for me anyway. And here 2 more are wasted, right? But of course, it's not very easy to find. Let's take a look at this. Boots, speed, 6-star, and attack percentage substat, crit rate, crit damage. And this is bad because it has triple. I mean, it's asking for a lot, but so it's not misclick. It's not very easy to pull off. I mean, it's easy to say it in theory, but getting those items, because I mean, as I said, there are 10 possible substats, and getting the 4 substats that you want on it is not very easy, right? There are a lot of combinations. So that's about it for artifacts, guys. I mean, we have summarized which main stats are possible, which substats are possible, what the chance of getting whatever you want is, and what you generally should be looking for. And I will summarize it again. You generally want the item to provide you what the set provides you with, or something that synergizes. Say you have regen set and you want HP percentage on it, so you can regenerate a little more, right? And that's about it for artifacts. I hope these 3 videos put together have made some sort of sense. And I am thinking of maybe doing some sort of artifact cleansing and turning that into a video and uploading it to YouTube, so you see how it's actually done, the gear cleansing part. Let me know if you're interested. I'll see you. Bye bye.